one day I will be putting my hair in a bun.
Wait, you trying to grow dreads?
Not dreads though, just an afro. Is it possible to put an afro in a bun?
It depends. You got some.
I'm talking about like that, like just put it in like in a knot or whatever the heck you call it.
If you got some Indian in you.
I ain't got no Indian in me. Pause.
Okay.
I don't have Indian in me.
Why you pause?
I don't have Indian in me.
But you said pause.
But you could have been, unless you're Indian, you know. But you said Indian in me, and I was like, nah, I ain't got nothing in me. Pause.
But why you keep pausing?
Pause. Because it's wild.
What, to have Indian in you?
Yeah, I ain't got Indian. Nothing's in me. Yo.
Yo.
Come on, man. Get energy. my man was like, yo. Welcome back to the Mark Our Words podcast, the official podcast of YouTube. What's good with you, Chen?
Life is good, man.
You sure? I miss you, man. It's been a while since I seen you. We just keep going on different sides of the world, it seems like.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, like...
You both been in Baltimore all month.
Yeah, have we?
I don't know. Where have you been?
I've been in Baltimore.
I've been in Baltimore.
Well, I wouldn't know that. I didn't see you for a month and some change. But other than that, how's everything, man?
Life is good, man. Well, there's been a slight hiccup in the year.
Slight hiccup. We only in March.
Yeah, but it's good that I called it early. So we revised some things, changed some things around.
What type of hiccup? Like, are you willing to share? No.
Yeah. So like, there's certain goals I have that I haven't been on track of.
Okay.
Like running, I was supposed to be running every day.
It's cold. It just got warm though.
Yeah, and that's when I stopped running. Reading goals. Haven't been reading my books like that, so just little things like that. Nothing too crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
How about you? How you been?
I'm good. Oh, I thought you was asking me how's my goals.
Oh, I mean, if you want to talk about it, but how you been overall?
I've been good. I'm doing good at my job to the point where they gave me more responsibility. So
with a raise?
No.
Oh,
not yet.
Okay.
No. You already know the game. You know what I mean? They gave me.
Like, you giving more job, more work.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I need more money.
So one time, I was manning the posts and things like that, right?
Okay.
And something happened online that I ain't know what to do, and I was the only one that was on the post online, and I had to call my boss and have him get online like at 1:00 in the morning to help me fix it. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of embarrassing. But he was like, "Don't be embarrassed."
That's nice of him.
No, that's very nice. I actually didn't know he had like.
Is his voice like that? Like why you go so high?
No. I guess it was actually surprising to me because
a beta male.
He usually have a very monotone. He have a very monotone demeanor. Okay. I already know this could be my favorite boss because he's like, just get the work done.
Yeah, I like those types.
He's like, I don't care how I get done. He told me fake it till I make it, and I was like,
oh, you my type of guy.
Yeah, I was like, you must tell me that as my boss. He said, we all been there, learning something new.
Yeah,
fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
You have a problem, call me.
Yeah.
So I just felt bad because he got off at 7.
Yeah,
and it was 1:00 in the morning. I was like, he probably sleep. I don't know if he's married. I don't know if he got kids, but I called him. And he got on. And he was like, your problem is that it's not that you don't know what to do, you're just not confident in it.
Yeah.
But that comes with time. And I was like, oh, thank you. So, but other than that, it's good. I'm tired, but I'm tired because I'm just doing a lot of things. I need to revise some of my goals too.
Yeah.
Because January was long. I don't remember February. I think I remember Valentine's Day. I think I do. And then now we already like in the second week of March. So it's like before we know it, it'd be the summer. And we like, let's get started on our goals for the year with 4 months left in the year, so.
I know we had a topic queued up.
Okay, what's up?
But I kind of want to switch gears.
You can switch. It's your show.
I I know you mentioned, and I kind of didn't want to touch on it because I didn't know how you seem like you already like processed it and you already evaluated it. And I didn't know how much you want to talk about it. But burnout.
Burnout. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I reached out to you a couple weeks ago about burnout. Yeah. I was burnt out.
Same.
I was burnt out, and I knew I was burnt out. Hold on. Maybe I asked you, how do you know when you're burnt out?
Well, I'm just not doing anything.
Like
I that was me for maybe the last 2-3 weeks.
Now, question have you ever been depressed before that, like, you know of? Does it feel the same? Because or
I think my burnout is depression.
Oh,
like I can't. No, I don't know the difference. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No.
I just because I'm not like sad when I'm
like, I think it leads me to the same place of, like, you know, depression. Usually you end up not doing anything, and burned out you end up not doing anything. I just felt burnt out. I remember I usually set up a schedule of what I'm gonna do for the week.
Yeah.
That Saturday.
Yeah.
So like my Monday starts Saturday, and I remember I wanted to edit a clip for the podcast. Only 30 seconds. A 30-second clip takes me less than 5 minutes, and I couldn't will myself to open my laptop to just do this 30-second clip, just to post on Instagram or post on TikTok. And I was like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. The whole week went by, but by that time, the next episode came out. And then when I realized I was burnt out, I'm not usually the one with my personality to fall behind or to be late. And I usually edit the episodes like a couple days before it comes out. I knew I was burnt out when I was editing, let's say, the episode like the day before it comes out. I basically was pushing the thing. I was like, oh, I think I'm tired. I think I'm tired of doing this, and I don't know where it came from. It kind of snuck up on me, and I was like, I just want to lay in my bed and not do anything. I remember when I was burnt out a couple weeks ago, on my days off, I brought my PlayStation into my room. I don't have my PlayStation into my room because I try to find every reason to leave my room. I only go in my room to sleep. I brought my PlayStation in there. I brought my chair that I play my games or whatever, and I only left my room to use the bathroom. I don't even eat in my room. I was eating in my room because I was like, whenever I'm tired, I'm just going to turn around and just lay in the
bed. I'm not going to lie. It sounds very similar to the Big D. Okay.
I don't know what that is. What?
Depression.
Oh, okay. I might pause.
No pause. No pause.
So
if you took it that way, question yourself.
Nah. But it's weird because I don't know. It was just weird. I was like, dang, I'm tired. Like,
is that the first time you ever felt something like that? Through like, well, let me reframe or re-ask that question. Is that the first time you ever been burnt out?
I think so. Because it's kind of hard because when you're younger, other people kind of set your pace. When you're in high school or things like that, or even college and things like that, your pace is kind of set based on the schedule. But when you're actually intentionally doing something that you don't have to do, and you kind of set in your own pace, it's kind of like running. You know how you say you want to get to running, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna start running, and like you feel good. Yeah. You feel good when you're first going, but maybe an experienced runner would tell you you're starting too fast, and you're like, I don't feel tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm going at a good pace. And they're like, you're going too fast. And that's probably what happened with me with me working my job and doing things that, and granted, I'm getting burnt off of things that I like to do. It's not like I'm doing things that I don't like to do. Yeah. I'm editing and I'm thinking of ideas. And then I was like, oh, I feel good. Oh, look at us. We got 3,000 views. We got 2,000 views. I'm feeling good. And the next thing you know, I just started slowing down. And that's when I was like, oh, I don't feel like editing this week. I edit Monday instead of editing Saturday and giving my time. Usually the days off from work, I was using those days to edit, which I usually never do because I want my days off to be like days off. But what I learned is that, okay, it's best for me to get all the work done in one day or 2 days. I don't care if it takes me 10 hours. It's best for me to get the heavy load out the way, and then the next day is just little stuff. Don't try to, I guess, outpace myself. I guess. How do you get out of your burnt out, or like you still in your burnt out?
I think in the past, what I tried to do is like do that whole, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do it. Tomorrow I'm gonna do it. Tomorrow I'm gonna do it. But what I learned is that I end up feeling guilty. Like, damn, I ain't doing anything. Like, you know, and then you start feeling even worse about it. I think this time around, I just accepted it. I think initially I felt like bad, like, man, I ain't do it today. Okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do it. After day 3, day 4, that didn't happen. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just have to revise some things and just, you know, ride it out. I think that's what kind of works for me at this point. And, you know, now I'm in the process of getting back. And I think also with the it being a new month, it's like, okay, this month I have to be a little bit different. Or not different, but it's kind of like that whole New Year's resolution type of vibe, but for a month. I think that's kind of what kind of is pushing me this time. But to be honest, I really don't know. I don't have the secret. Like, I'm not that person that's like 2 months off or 2 days off. All right, I gotta get back into it. Like it takes some time.
Now, question: do you have somebody who can recognize you burnt out before you recognize it yourself?
No.
Okay.
Do you? Does Blair know?
I don't think so.
Well, I guess this is like the first real time.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Did she know that you was burnt out when it was going to happen?
She'll find out this episode. she'll find out this episode. Because it's like, she's not work. Dude, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So whenever I'm chilling with like my lady, I don't have to, I'm not really, this goes sound crazy. I'm not pushing myself. You know what I mean? I'm not even pacing myself. I'm just being. But, it's kind of hard because it's like I have a deadline in my head. Yeah. And you feel like
you have to meet it.
You have to meet it. And you can, but it's like, oh, I'm not really good at pacing myself. I'm thinking, I should spend this amount of hours a day on it. To where it's like, oh, if I would have spent just 2 hours a day on this and experienced no burnt out and just being able to keep going, I would have been with the same amount of time compared to if I would have had a burnout and then I would have had to take a week off or 2 weeks off. Yeah. And you're still at 60 hours of studying or 60 hours of working on this if you didn't have no burnout. So it's weird. I guess I'm just trying to value, like, with this whole hustle culture, they always have this, like, you know, no days off. No days off. So I guess I, like, subconsciously took that mindset of, like, okay, don't have no idle minute, don't have an idle hour. I could be reading something, I could be doing something, you know what I mean, productive. Yeah. And it's like, maybe the day is not meant for me for like every hour to be something productive. Maybe just an hour, maybe not an hour, 30 minutes or an hour to just doing nothing, to kind of resetting. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to handle burnout because I'm sure it's going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you said, and stop me if I'm kind of talk about conversations that we had.
Sure. Anything that's
not too crazy, but
anything too much, I just edit it out.
I know that you said once that this is like the first time you really felt like you use your brain.
Yeah, like thinking.
Is the capacity that you're using it now. Mm-hmm. I mean, you use it for music, you use it for like, you know, other activities that you're involved in. But this is the first time like you're thinking outside the box and you're challenging yourself every day and doing something that you enjoy that you're not good at. I think because music, from what I gathered from the conversation, I was
already good at it.
You was always good at it. So it's never like, oh, you're working to be better, but you're not starting off at bad. Yeah. Whereas this one, it's like you start off at bad, but you're getting better and better and better. It's like, okay, how can I improve? So saying that, do you think that one, you never really was challenged before? Because for most of you guys that don't know, Chris is the one who, as most of the all of the podcasts.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Yeah, so you add all the podcasts, video and audio, and then you also do like the YouTube and other platforms. Is this the first time you feel like you've been challenged? Because even in school, you said you really wasn't challenged until like somebody said, "Hey, all you need is A and B's," and you got the A's and B's.
And then I was like, "That's it."
Yeah,
yeah. I think what happened is, I am the poster kid of doing enough just to get by.
Okay.
So once I know the target,
really, because you always talking about doing your best
in school. Now, granted, doing my best didn't come until like my 20s and stuff like that. But in school, it was very like, what's the target? All of the degrees is the same. All of the diplomas are the same and stuff like that. That's how I was viewing it at that time. So I was like, okay, what do I need to get by? I need 4 A's and 2 B's for 2 quarters. I got it. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I got that in the pocket because I already didn't like school. So with this, I would say this is probably one of the few times that I probably did feel challenged in this. I guess I give even a work experience. Like my job is a great job, right?
That's true.
But I don't really like it right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm still learning. And when you're learning something, you kind of don't like that not knowing something.
Yeah.
So like I'm over there looking at two screens on my computer. I'm like, I don't know how to pass through this work order. I don't know how to do this. Even though if I was to know how to do everything, the job is easy breezy. The job is amazing. But because I'm in this space of not knowing, I think that goes to your point of, like, I never tried anything like this of editing. I'm doing and learning. So it's like my brain is not on. It's almost never on. It's never on autopilot.
It's never off.
Yeah, it's just like because I'm learning. If I don't know something, then I go on Google to look it up to see how to do it.
And so it's like your free time is you doing the podcast, which is learning. And then your work time is you doing your job, which is learning.
Yeah.
So you really don't ever have that space.
The only time I know something is Sundays, and that's playing piano.
And so, yeah, you really don't have that space to really, even like today you talked about having to learn a new song.
I had to learn 2 new songs on the spot.
I mean, like how can you not experience burnout, right? I think, and your burnout might be a little bit different than most. Where most people burnout is like, okay, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm just not enjoying it. Whereas that's not the case for you.
No, I like it. It's just like I'm just ignorant. You get what I'm saying? I just don't know.
And so I remember we had a podcast episode earlier. Not this year. Maybe it was. No, it wasn't this year. It was last year. About which one is more challenging, the high-paying job or the low-paying job.
Oh yeah.
And I was trying to come across, and maybe you could, because I was trying to come across this not burnt out, but like this idea of how much mental capacity you need to have.
Yeah, I think what we was debating, I was talking about the lower paying job works harder than the higher paying job. Yeah. Because I was thinking more of most lower paying jobs have to deal with the physical stress of the job, the physical labor. And you gave an example of with a high paying job, they got to get on a plane and they have to prepare for the meeting. And I said, come on, Chen, like stop comparing like somebody working at Amazon to someone possibly flying first class. Yeah. To think, but you're like, but their brain is always on.
Yeah.
So it's like many times than not, I didn't attribute like mental fatigue.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Do you kind of understand that now? Or are you still in the same? Which
I'm closer. You know what I'm saying? I'm like because I'm like you go take a nap on like your plane, but it's just.
Like you have more autonomy, more choices.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Amazon, you have to come in for the next 8 hours, sometimes 12, and there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, that makes sense.
So do like you turn into a different person whenever you burnt out, like like angry, short?
Yeah, I'm definitely short.
Okay.
Definitely mellow. Definitely to myself. Yeah, not as jolly.
Okay. And that's the thing about, I think with me, I have to know I'm burnt out because I don't think you know. I'm very good at because in my head I always think nobody cares, so I'm not really open to like telling you or basically let you find out that like, oh, I'm really not feeling myself today. I'm like, everybody got their own thing.
Yeah.
Everybody living their own life. Nobody cares about what you're going through. But yeah, that's interesting. Well, that's good. You're not like a dude. Like, you know how people say, people are like an angry drunk. Like, like they could be that angry burnt out.
You over here throwing your laptop down the floor. Nah,
like,
I like my stuff.
Yeah, like, it's just weird, dude. Like, you think based on the way society is now, like, that more people going to experience burnout and things like that? Because, like, you know, I think I probably did experience burnout as a kid, but like when you're a kid, your parent kind of view it as laziness in some ways. You know what I mean? Depending, and again, it both could be true. You know what I mean? I probably was more lazy back when I was a child than I was burnt out. But it's like with this hustle culture, with this I don't want to say this. I don't want to say this entrepreneur culture or anything like that. But like this, go get it. Like, you know, wake up early because you get more of the day and you get more of the day done before noon. And by like the time noon comes, you like, dude, you think like our society, our generation is more like burnt out than anything because we're trying everything and doing everything. It seems like.
I don't know, and I think. Maybe, I don't know. Because I would say, like, our parents' generation, they worked.
Yeah.
You know, I remember my mother, she even jokes today saying, I don't know how I worked that because now she's working a desk job, but she used to be a physician for a majority of my life anyways. And she said, I don't know how I used to do that. Like, you know, some days she would come in, you know, at 6 a.m., sleep the whole day, probably wake up for 2-3 hours, and then go back to the ER. And she was like, man, I used to do that, and I was taking care of y'all, and I was a single parent. She didn't understand.
Yeah.
And she did that for like 10, 15, 20, 25 years.
At least as long as I knew her.
Yeah. So it's like, and I feel like a lot of our parents, whether it was high paying, low paying, whatever job, they just worked. And I wonder if now that we have the option of knowing burnt out, of knowing that you could take breaks, of knowing, whereas them, there was no such thing as a break. Like, you have to provide. Like, that was like, there was no choice. And I think us having that choice, I wonder if we're more susceptible to burnt out. Because, like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And they did say that I need to take a break. I do need to rest. I wonder if that's playing a role as to why we're more burnt out.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know if we work harder than previous generations.
I don't know. I sent you a tweet. I may post it on the video about this guy. He said at one of his old jobs or something like that, he had unlimited PTO or something like that. And he said he took half the year off. Yeah. And he said that your job will document that and possibly use it against you. Yeah. So I think there is a value that we do put value in rest to where we're like, yeah, I'm taking a day off. Me personally, I don't know how to rest correctly. I know how to do nothing. That's different. But I don't know how to, like...
What do you mean by do nothing?
Because, like, if I'm doing nothing, it's because I'm burnt out. So it goes back to your point of how, like, you're not doing anything, you kind of feel bad for not doing anything.
Okay.
I don't know how to, like, say, oh, I intentionally
want to do this.
Not want to do anything. I intentionally want to rest more than the rest be the effect, or basically, it'd be the effect of the cause of that's the burnout. Yeah. To where I'm like, you know what, today's a rest day, and I'm going to feel good about nothing getting done. You know what I mean? So it's like, and with me, I know, like, for me, I have to do something on my rest day. It have to be an active rest day, but it just can't be the same load that I usually deal with every day or something like that. Like, even when I go to the gym, I'm back in the gym. Like, when I'm not lifting weights, yeah, I'm like, I gotta walk at least.
You're doing something.
I have to walk or I have to do something. I just can't go from not lifting weights and trying to go back in the gym talking about ready to lift 300 pounds.
Yeah, I remember we used to go to the gym together, and I would just stick to the 3-4 workouts that our plan had. You added like 3-4 other workouts to the plan. You over here doing shoulder press. Well, not shoulder press. What's that? Bench press? Incline bench.
Yeah, incline.
You're doing incline, decline, and then the regular bench. I was like, this guy. Something else. Yeah, no, I was talking to my girl about this, about being more intentional about rest. Cause I'm intentional about my goals, but I'm not intentional about rest.
Yeah,
and and this is a theory. I'm not sure if it works, but I wonder if you're more proactive with your rest. Would that prevent burnt out? Because my
hold on, you said proactive with my rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like saying like, okay, this day. You know how you say on Saturdays you go and edit?
Yeah.
Or Sundays, I forgot what
it's usually I try to get the editing. If we have shows in the chamber, I try to get it all done Saturday.
So yeah, so Saturday you usually say, okay, this is the day that I'm gonna edit.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you said, okay, on Tuesday, this day I'm not doing anything. Like this is my day. And I do have one day like that out the month where it's not like
out of 30 days.
Out of the 30 days, but it's not. I'm gonna do nothing. That's the thing. It's not rest. It's like a prep for the new month day.
Okay.
So it's like I get my schedules in order. I make sure all my budgets are looking good. I might do a clean around the house, like a deep clean. I might schedule all my texts, like my birthday text for the month. Hey, to the ones I really love, I actually send you guys personal texts the day of. It's the people I don't really bang like that with, but yeah, I
schedule I'm scheduling my happy birthday text. So basically, whenever the time comes, you just press send.
No, it just sends. It sends at 8 a.m. Sometimes it's 9 a.m. If you got at 8 a.m., that was probably I just installed that like this month.
Boy, when my birthday comes, boy, I better get a phone call, bro. This man gonna be like, "Happy birthday, Chin dot." This man didn't send no emojis or nothing. He just said "Happy B Day." Didn't even spell our birthday.
With time and date.
Hopefully,
February 2nd, 2022.
I was like, well, at least he's prepared. But that's interesting. You said be as proactive in your work day.
So
I mean, in your rest day.
But also finding rest that rejuvenates. Cause I feel like I don't know if
sleeping do not rejuvenate me.
Sleep, but even like for me watching Netflix, it doesn't help me do work the next day.
I feel
like or like things that are deemed restful. Like, it doesn't really help me rejuvenate. Like, I just want to do more. Or watching YouTube. Like, I don't know you heard of the Pomodoro Method, where it's like 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes.
No, I haven't.
And so this is thing where it's like you do 25 minutes of work and then you take a 5-minute break. And then you do another 25 minutes of work and you take a 5-minute break. In my 5-minute breaks, I used to watch YouTube. But those 5-minute breaks turn into 10 minutes
because I'm like,
15 minutes,
unless you watching
5-minute
videos of YouTube,
it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Both videos are like 10 minutes
at
long.
Least 10 minutes.
And then that video, you want to check out the one thing that they said in that video is like
definitely checking the recommended at the bottom.
So I'm also curious as to what type of rest, and maybe this is what you're trying to get at. What type of rest actually fills me up instead of like also drains me as much as the work does? Because you play video games.
Yeah, I like video games.
Does that help to calm you down? Because for some people it does. Like playing video games one day rejuvenates them for the rest of the week.
I want to say it rejuvenates. It's almost like I've been doing it ever since I was a kid. It's almost like just habit. It's one of the things to where it's like if I'm tired of watching TV, if I'm tired of reading, if I'm tired of editing, if I'm tired of doing something like that, or if I'm just bored, I'm like, let me play the game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, and you can attest to this, I don't even play the game. I like just looking at the stats and just like looking to see like, okay, this will help me in my next basketball argument. Giannis averaged 29 points.
You watching stats on NBA 2K to argue about people in real life?
Yeah. I'm prepared.
Well, Giannis is only a 93 overall.
They're like, what? They're like, no, but I wonder. I don't know. Like maybe.
Oh, also LeBron. That boy is a freak of nature.
Please, bro, can we not
56. Didn't watch the game though.
Okay. You only saw the headline.
I only saw the headline.
Okay.
I didn't even click on the YouTube clip. I just saw the YouTube title. I was like, oh man.
I haven't been watching my Lakers because I choose me because they are trash. Sometimes you gotta choose yourself, bro. Sometimes you gotta be like, nah, man. I gotta protect my mental health, man. Because Anthony Davis keep wearing low top shoes. It keep hurting his ankle. I don't get it. It's a mystery to me. He's 7 feet. No 7-footer wears low top shoes. You know that, right? Did you know that? You probably didn't.
I did.
No 7-footer wears low top shoes. You know why? Because he's 7 feet. So he wear Kobe's low top. Kobe shoe. He can still wear Kobe's. They got high top versions. And what happened was he rolled his ankle. I'm like, Lord, jeez, not even an ankle brace. But I choose me. I'm not gonna talk about or watch the Lakers. But yeah, that's interesting. I thought, like, being proactive or being as intentional on your rest day is new. I thought you was gonna go the angle of being more intentional and productive on your work day, like. Because I spend possibly 12 hours thinking about something and doing something, if I was proactive in my work and be like 3 hours only, 2 hours for this, 4 hours for this, or something like that, just throwing random numbers out there, I wonder if that would help as well. Because sometimes I could just dedicate myself to the work for the whole day, or like at least while I'm up. You get what I'm saying?
But is it hard to judge? Like, if you say 2 hours.
No, it is. It's especially if you're learning something.
Take 5 hours.
Especially if you're learning something. Yeah.
I think I tried that before. It didn't work for me.
It didn't work for you, okay.
Because then you say, okay, I'm only going to spend an hour. But then you get to a point, and it's like, man, I ain't even scratched the surface after an hour.
And then you finally get it. I know. You finally get it at the 55th minute. And then you guys start the hour all over.
And so what ends up happening, you start spending 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then that's your whole day gone. Whereas it's like, okay, I'm going to just get this done today.
I like to challenge. I think a rest day I think sitting around doing nothing, I think that's too much the other way.
I don't know. Because think about it.
Like,
please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not anti-Semitic.
Okay.
But Jewish people are one of the most well-to-do people.
Yeah.
They have one thing that most people don't do. They take a day off.
Like, that's, you talk about like all.
Well, yeah, the Sabbath. They just take it off. They can't drive cars.
But they go to service, don't they?
Yeah, but that's not.
But that's what I'm saying. They not sitting around the house doing nothing. Now, granted, they do you get what I'm saying? They did something because it's in their faith. They did something to kind of rejuvenate them, to kind of reset them. Yeah. Compared to, let's say, it's my day off, I'm gonna sit on the couch.
Oh, and do nothing.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
So I'm like, I don't know. For me personally,
I can't do that.
If I could just be like, it's my rest day, I'm not gonna get out of bed, because I find with me that leaks until the next day.
Yeah.
So I have to do something. It may not have to be at the same weight or like the same burden as my everyday, but it kind of goes to your question, which I kind of don't know. What do you do during your rest time that rejuvenates you? That kind of resets you. For me, it's not the game because it's just a norm. I don't really know. I don't really know at the moment. Like with me, I just be like, sometimes I just force myself. Like sometimes it just by force that I just be like, you know what? I'm going to get up and do it. And many times than not, once you actually get up and do it, I kind of can find myself. But it's the initial, like, just open the laptop. It's right there. I be taking it. I just push it away. Yeah. So, like, I don't know what Rusty. One thing my brother-in-law does, he take walks.
Yeah.
He take walks, and like, I heard a lot of people say that, and I read this a lot, that you should take a walk and get your thoughts out and stuff like that, because you don't really know how much you're really thinking and what's really in your head until you're sitting around and you get up and you take a walk and you just like, you're kind of using that to like just get it out like as an outlet. I'm like, maybe I should do that. You know what I mean? Like walk for no reason, because usually I walk to the gym. That's a reason for me.
Yeah, I mean, so two things on that is I remember my life coach one.
Shout out to your life coach.
Shout out to my life coach. That was a lot of money. Didn't really do much, but there was some nuggets. And one nugget that she gave me was that, instead of watching YouTube on your breaks, take a walk. Take a walk. Because what she was saying is your brain is still working. So you're working your job, coding, watching the screen, working. And then you're working, your brain's still working, trying to process information that you're watching from these YouTube videos. It's not like you're off. So she said, instead of working out your brain, work out your muscle, and then just let your brain, wonder. And she was like, also you're giving your eyes rest, because you're looking at the screen all day and it's this close. Whereas you go outside, it's readjusting because you're looking further out. You're not just looking at something that's about 5 inches to 10 inches away. So I agree with that. I haven't done that as often.
It's been cold.
It's cold. But one thing that me and my girl try to do is take a walk in the beginning of the day.
Oh, basically at the top of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just get the blood running and circulating, because we both been in kind of a run. But yeah, so I agree with that. The other thing is, this is from my guy Ali. I think it was Ali. Either it's Ali or Matt D. Can't tell nowadays. Everybody's all doing the same type of content.
Pretty much.
But he was saying, like, every morning when he wakes up, he does like a brain dump. Like, he just wakes up and he just writes everything down. Like, whether it's feelings, things that you want to do. It's kind of like a journal, but less structure. And you just like, and what that does for him, it just kind of gets all his thoughts out of, the way, and allows him to focus on his work for the rest of the day.
That's interesting. I might implement that.
Yeah, I think I might do that.
Like,
too.
wake up and just, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna write on that paper. Dinosaurs, just anything that's on your mind.
Or like, man, I really don't want to do this today. I'm not in the mood. This, that, and third. And I think,
you know what's funny about that?
Yeah.
I didn't know in therapy that they give you the feeling wheel. And like a couple of weeks ago, we had an episode to where you was like, Princess, who was here previously, like put a name to your feelings and stuff like that. But it's like, if you don't really have like that feeling wheel of like, oh, I don't have to just feel tired or sad or mad or happy. I could just feel like, you know what I mean? Like other things. I am agitated.
Frustrated.
Like frustrated. It kind of like, oh, I could kind of put a name on it.
Yeah.
And then because you know what it is, you know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Or you can try to deal with it.
Or even try to understand, like, why am I frustrated? Mm-hmm. You know what? And my place is a mess.
And that's,
let me clean up my place.
And that's how I feel at my current job.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like my job. It's just that I'm frustrated that I haven't caught on to the systems, and I'm like, and that makes the job harder. It makes like today when I go to work, I'm gonna be dreading the day, because I'm like, bruh, I have to work and like deal with 8 hours of not really know how to do anything. But it's a trial by fire thing. Yeah. Next week will be easier. Third week will be easier. Then a month I'll probably be telling people how to do things. I don't know, but it's weird. I think for me, I may have to take walks, and I know it's not good for me to sleep the whole day away. I know I can't. I know I'm not good at sleeping.
Yeah,
I'm not good at sleeping, because I'm gonna wake up feeling like I'm gonna wake up and look at the clock and be like 4 o'clock, godly. Like,
yeah, it's not a good feeling not to have no sun for the day. It's not.
I ain't gonna hold you. One night because I started working the evening.
Yeah.
One night I went to sleep. I took a nap before work. Right. I took a nap before work, and it was bright outside. It was bright like this, and then I opened my eyes before my alarm, and it was completely dark. And like in my head, I'm like, oh no, it's 9 o'clock. And like, you know how when you think you oversleep, you pop up with all this energy. I got it so fast, I had a headache, like things like that. It was only like 6:30. I was like, man, I still got a whole hour or whatever before. But with me, I have to set a deadline. Like if I'm like me sleeping in is me sleeping till midday to 12. I'm usually up by 10.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like just an active work day and things like that, being more productive, more intent with my work day and things like that, and my rest days. That's interesting. Anything else on feeling burnt out? Like now, you don't have to say. Now that you back to your groove and like basically are like you feeling good, you feeling confident, you feeling good about all the work you done these past couple months. Have you learned anything new about yourself outside of what you learned externally about like doing your studying and doing your working and things like that?
I don't know. Nothing from me studying. No.
Okay.
I think
you pretty much been a good studier and things like that. Like you're pretty good at.
No. I mean, I always knew I wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised I was this consistent this long. I'm serious.
That's good though.
Yeah. Because I'm good for like a month. Like I always been able to work for a month.
Okay.
After a month, it's like it gets weird.
It start getting
getting a little weird. Like gym, running, reading. I could do something good for a month. School, and that's what always happened. Like school year, that first month of the semester,
you start on fire.
Acing everything.
My man talk about the month where the professor get the syllabus. He's I'm killing the syllabus.
Yeah, the first exam, yeah. The second exam is wild. It's the exam I oversleep at. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I should have worked. And you might be onto something with the pacing. It might be a pacing thing.
No, I think with me it's pacing. I think with me, I think with me, one thing I learned about myself: never dedicate the whole day to do a task. Mm. That's one thing I learned about me. Like,
even though you have 6 days off.
Yeah,
it's too much.
My rest should never be predicated on the work that I have.
I see what you're saying.
I have to do.
So you actually are recovering from that one day.
So like I'm probably gonna use your strategy of like, okay, instead of saying, okay, I'm gonna edit this or I'm gonna do this work on Saturday or on Sunday, I'm gonna say I'm gonna do this work for 6 hours on Saturday.
I see.
You get what I'm saying? Because I think because I know I have the whole day, I kind of go at my own speed. I'm not going.
I see.
I'm not going.
So you're not rushing.
I'm not going fast, but at the same time, I'm not going slow. So it's kind of like when you set a timer to yourself, a deadline, even for that day, it kind of forces you to keep a pace. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I wanted to ask, like, how? So let's say you don't finish what you wanted to get done within those 6 hours. How do you stop yourself? Or do you stop yourself?
I think it depends. I think you don't want to make it a habit of breaking your own rules.
Yeah.
But those rules are there to guarantee your quote unquote safety. Okay. So for example, when you drive a car, right?
Yeah.
The speed limit is 40, right? We drive 60. I'm not saying because I follow the law. I drive 32 actually whenever I see 40 miles per hour.
I don't even have a car.
But basically it's saying at its safest speed for you to do is 40, right? Yeah. So you may every now and then break the rule of like I was supposed to dedicate 6 hours.
Yeah.
And like it took me 7.5 hours, and you still may be good. But let's say you was to dedicate 6 hours to doing something, and every day you going over.
Yeah.
That it should be a warning sign that, hey, if you keep doing this, you may burn yourself out.
Okay, I see.
You putting yourself in danger.
I like that.
You get what I'm saying?
There's in the Atomic Habits, he talks about forming habits.
Yeah.
It touches on something similar to what you was talking about, but you're talking about a warning signal or an indicator saying that, hey, you're close to burning out without getting burnt out.
Yeah.
Where he was like, how do you form a habit? And I think his thing was like that initial hump.
Yeah.
And so that initial hump, so like for example, somebody who wants to go to the gym, he's like, just go to the gym. Don't even work out. Just go to the gym. Put on your shoes, get dressed, go inside the gym, come back out. Do that for a month. And then eventually you're gonna get so used to just going to the gym that you're like, okay, let me go on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, let me do some weights.
Yeah.
But it's like that initial like, oh, let me just, because going to the gym is the hardest part.
Yeah.
When you there, it's like, all right, I'm here.
Especially if you walk there.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, I walk like 20 minutes to the gym.
But even that, right? Because that's still, and then that might even be a benefit because it's like, well, I actually did something.
I walked.
So Hills. It's like, I walked. I don't feel like working out though. But I came here, I'm going back home.
Exactly.
And maybe having, and for that, to touch on your just doing something, is like, maybe you have something that's just small enough that you could trick yourself and say, if I get that done, I'm good.
No, it's
and if I want to do more, okay, good.
It's almost it's almost my theory when it comes to like how work days should be 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
To where I'm like, if you take away people lunch breaks and you say I need this done in 4 to 5 hours, where you just go, it's almost hit working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's high interval working, I guess. I just made something up to where I'm just going to intentionally work on this for 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
And try to get as much done as possible. And then I'm done or I'm taking a break. You know what I'm saying? But what I would do is I would do the hit interval working for the whole day. So like I'm dedicating that whole Saturday of just working, learning, editing, working, reading.
Now you're injured. Now you're injured. Now your ankle is
exactly
messed up.
To where if I were to be like, okay, you got 6 hours, 6 hours, and then what that does is it keeps a pace on you.
Yeah.
To where it's like, oh no, I can't take a break and play the game for too long because that will take away at least an hour of my 6.
I see.
And once I'm done with my 6, I'm have the whole day to myself. So with me, I don't think I could dedicate a whole day to working. I think I need to set a timer and be like, Chris, 4 hours, go hard as you can, as quick as you can.
Take a break
and then
do another 2.
And then after 4 hours, for me, I may have to be like, I'm done.
Okay.
Dude, you get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Because I went as hard as I can for the day in 4 hours.
I like that a lot.
Dude, you get what I'm saying? Like but you gotta be true to yourself.
Yeah.
If you will go hard for 4 hours, you gotta put pedal to the metal. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna code. I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna do whatever I'm doing. I'm gonna read up on nursing, or I'm gonna work on my grad degree. Whatever. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna work hard, and then at the end of that 4 hours, not only did I put the pedal to the metal, I still got the day for myself.
Yeah.
Besides of dedicating the whole day.
Most of that time is not even being used.
That's what I'm saying.
So you really working. Because low key, you're in the mindset of I'm working. But you're on YouTube.
Exactly.
You're surfing the web. You're on IG.
Yeah.
But your whole head is like, I'm working. So that whole day that you just spent.
Even when you're idle.
Was a work day. So you just really worked 12 to 16 hours. And you only did like really 2 hours,
2 hours of work.
So I hear you. That's a good one.
So that's probably gonna be the way I'm gonna operate from now on.
I'm gonna steal that from you.
To where I'm gonna go hard, and then I'd be like, it's 12 o'clock. I'm done.
Time to wrap it up.
I've been working since 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I ain't answering no phone.
Yeah.
I probably got to use the bathroom every now and then. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 hours. Oh, I ain't know I get this much done. I'm done for the day. And then I just do that every day. I don't know.
I like that.
We'll see, and I might tweak it every now and then. But in the comments, y'all can write down what y'all do when y'all feeling burnout. And We still trying to get our goal of 10 likes. I think we got close one video. We had 6.
Okay.
You know, so
That's dope.
So
6 people liked it.
A lot of people are liking our shorts, and I'm gonna keep putting some things out for y'all to see because I feel like y'all like it when it's concise and things like that. So, thank you for watching, and anything else, Jen?
No, that's it.
All right, man. Blessings.